Hello guys, welcome to my overview of the latest snapshot for Minecraft 1.8. That's 14w03b. There'll be a link in the description for the changelog, and it will also tell you how to do this if you're not too sure how. We've got a bunch of new features to look at today, and as always I'm going to give you a contents so you can skip to where you want to go. If you want to see everything though, stick around. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to touch on then is the new skin system. There are new servers and a new way of using this, and there's also some new features as well, which are really cool. Now I look a bit strange at the moment, and that's because I'm using a skin that I found on Reddit. I'll link you to the post, and you can use this as a template to create your own skins. But the way this works now is you have a new option in options, which is skin customization. And if we go in here, what we will see is there's now options to turn on and off different parts of our skin. And this is because there's now two layers. So if we turn our jacket off and we go back, you'll see our jacket will change and there will be another layer underneath. And this is the same for all of these parts. So if we go back in and we turn off the right sleeve, you'll see that will go away. You can also now you don't have to have symmetrical sleeves and legs. These can now be separate, and you can have whatever you want on each of them. This is a really cool feature, and I think there's going to be some great skins coming out of this. The idea behind this is, and it's very hard to tell from this skin, is that you can have an extra bit of depth to your skins. So if we had, for example, with our sleeves, if we only had these coming down halfway down our arms, we would see the other skin underneath. And I think that's a really cool feature, and that's going to be put to really good use very soon. Something I will just show you quickly is if we put on some armor, you will see that it does not cover over either layer. It covers over either layer of skin, so you won't be able to see it through the armor. The armor still sits on top, and that goes the same for hats. Capes, you can now turn on and off through this option, and this will replace any Optifine capes you're using, so they aren't part of the game anymore, sadly, if that's something you're into. But yeah, that's the new skin system, and I think it's really cool, and I think I'm going to have to go and redesign my skin, and it's going to look awesome. So the majority of updates for this snapshot are to do with command blocks, and the first one we're going to look at is the new fill command. This adds a feature rather like what you would use in World Edit. Now this can only be used up to 5,000 blocks, so there is a limit to it, but it is a really cool feature, and it's going to come in very handy for map makers or anybody who uses command blocks. And what this will do is I've set the coordinate from here to the coordinate for up here. Oh, let's fill this in. And what this will do is if we go back over to this command block here, we can look at the command. Now this first, I don't think you can see my cursor. Now this first set of coordinates here is the bottom left, and the second set is the top right, and at the moment it's replacing this with air. Now if we change this to diamond blocks, when we hit this, you'll see that this whole area will be filled in with diamond blocks. Something interesting I have noticed whilst using this is if there's a mob in there, they will die, so that's something to look at. One thing that does work with this, and this is why it's encased in glass, is that you can in fact use water, and this will fill the whole thing with water source blocks. And you can also do this for lava. Now I think this is a bug, and this will probably be fixed, but if you are to change this to water and then set it to lava afterwards, it tends to make obsidian. So I'm sure that'll be something that's worked on. But if we go in here and we set this back to air, and then we fill it again with lava, what you will see is that it does indeed fill it with lava. So that is a really cool feature, and I think this is going to come in very handy very soon. So the second command we're going to look at is the clone command, and this does exactly what you imagine it would. It will clone anything in a region of blocks that you determine, and it will place it anywhere that you would like. So this first set of coordinates here, like before, is the bottom left hand corner. The second set is the top right hand corner, and the third set is where I would like the object to be cloned. So if we do this now and we hit the button, you'll see it will clone this over here perfectly. Now I've got a fill command here, which is going to replace that with air and get rid of that for us. So what we can do is we can look at this section here. We can also change this to replace, and what this will do is if we run over here and we fill this area here in with grass, and we go a bit above where the roof is, this here on this section here, it's air blocks, whereas here it's now grass. So if we fire off this command, you'll see that it will replace those grass blocks with air. However, if this isn't the effect that you're looking for, you can fill this. We'll fill this back in just for demonstrative purposes. If we change this to masked, what you'll see is when we hit this button, it will not replace anything with air blocks. It will only replace things with other blocks, which is a really cool feature. And this is definitely something that map makers are going to have so much fun with. And I'm really excited to see how this gets implemented, because I think it's a really cool addition to the game. So the next command we're going to look at is one I'm sure you've all used or seen before, and that's the teleport command. There are a few new parameters that you can add in now, which will spin the character around and make them face certain directions, as you can see there. This is teleporting me relative to exactly where I am, but it's switching me to face 180 degrees the other way, as you can see. So the way that this will be used now is that you can teleport any player to be facing a certain direction when they arrive, and the same goes for this one. I can make me face up. So yeah, this is some really cool features. It seems if I'm in creative mode and I stand on the ground and I use this, I kind of get bugged into the ground. I'm not sure whether that's something I've done or whether that's a bug that still needs to be worked on, but it's definitely something that could cause a problem. So the next addition to command blocks then involves the target options that you can use. As you'll know since last time, there is a new target which is at E, which will select entities, and you can now make these selectors focus on certain radiuses. For example, here I've got two sets of coordinates. Here's my first set and this is the second set, and this is between these two corners here, and what this will do is it will select any entity or player within that area, and it will, whatever command I fire at it will be what happens. So in this case, I've got pigs and I plan to kill them, and that is what will happen, as you will see, and we will get dinner for days. So this is a pretty cool feature, and I think the way that this is probably going to be implemented will be that you will have a clock firing these command blocks off regularly, and when a player enters a certain area, something will happen. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't really played around with that. It seems we've also started a fire, so we should probably put that out, and we'll change this back to air. But yeah, that is everything that I found in the latest snapshot. So I do hope that you've enjoyed. This video. One last thing that has also been added, which I couldn't replicate for you, I'm afraid, and that is if a villager is struck by lightning, they will turn into a witch, which is a pretty funny idea, I think. So as always, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been informative. All of this stuff is subject to change in later snapshots and when the full release is out. But this is everything I have for you for now. This is everything that I'm aware of. So if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see more updates on these snapshots as they come out, please subscribe and stick around. And as always, I'll see you next time.